morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Friday. Oh gosh, I was about to say Monday. I'm trying to restart our week already. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. We are wrapping up the first week of our Health and Wealth Month for August. I hope that this is not your first day, but if it is, please go back and listen to the other three podcasts for you to get started on this journey. Okay. Doing this part of the work is going to be detrimental to keeping the motivation going for the rest of the month. All right. So today, Friday, we're focused on happiness. All right. So on that list that I had you write down on Tuesday, you're supposed to write down what makes you happy, what makes you sad or upset, and what makes you stressed. Okay. So we've talked about stress. We've talked about sadness. We didn't really quite get into feeling upset. But what we did was definitely make sure that we focused on the sadness part, because being upset can spiral from being sad. We're going to treat it like a hand in hand here, but it's the tools that you need in order to get started, to get that mindset going, right? So here we go, yet again, back again, but focusing on something extremely more positive and to get your weekend started off right. Now, I got to go ahead and say this. On my list, I would definitely have weekends for my happiness, right? When you work in a field that's Monday through Friday, which, being real, ever since I've started my career kind of sense after college, I've always been in education in some capacity. So it's important to just keep that in mind. Like, I'm always working Monday through Friday. Now, do I have jobs that I work weekends? Yes, and especially my personal job. My source of wealth is something that I do on the weekends. It's not something that I just focus on Monday through Friday, right? I'm trying to gear it to just the weekends. But that was always on my happy list, because the weekends is what I lived for, right? I didn't have to worry about going to no job. I didn't have to worry about dealing with the same old people. That was my happy place, right? And then what happened? Well, I started working weekends more, and I wasn't taking as many trips. And so the weekends weren't as enjoyable as they once were before. So it started to become like, it goes by so fast. I'm not really accomplishing any relaxation or any rest, and it started to become something on my negative list, something that I wasn't looking forward to anymore. So you're joining me on a journey where I'm taking back my weekends, right? I'm with a group of people now who I enjoy being around, who I love the interactions with. Of course, I still have to deal with the public, but it's okay, right? Because it's only for a certain amount of time. I still get to see some amazing stuff. I still get to travel. I'm about to go travel this weekend, so I'm happy. I'm like currently here. I'm out, you know what I'm saying? And I'm excited for the sights and the sounds and the different things that I can take in. If you're not on my Instagram, definitely follow me, because I'll probably be posting a lot from this weekend on my Instagram. All right. But the thing is, sometimes your happy points become a burden. But it's up to you, not me, not your mama, not your daddy, not your uncle, auntie, any family member, or any loved one or significant other, okay, to declare that you're going to go back to your happy place. Another thing on my list is music. All right. I love music. And one of the main questions I get from students is, yo, like, what kind of music you listen to, right? Because that kind of gauges you as a person. If you're like, oh, I listen to Frank Sinatra, some people will be like, no, I can't really talk to you. And other people are like, ooh, we have something in common, right? But I always sit them, I love a mixed genre of music. I truly get that from my mother, right? Like, she loves a mixed genre. Now, is she into the rap? Not necessarily, but she still loves a mixed genre, right? She may love the rap from her time period, and I love the rap from my time period. There's different levels to this thing. The thing is, I wasn't going to allow anybody to steal my joy in music, right? I love operas. Phantom of the Opera, while most people don't consider it an opera at times, It's still one of my faves, okay? I will randomly, in the middle of a car trip, start belting out one of the ballads from that song, like from that play, it, going down the road. Like, people don't understand how much I love it, okay? I am addicted to the range of a person's voice. If it's in country, I'm listening to country, right? If it has something that I can, relate to, I'm listening to it. If it's something that can get me through a workout, I'm listening to it, right? But I'm remembering my happy points. My next thing on the list is definitely going to be the beach. My great grandmother, while I don't ever recall her going to the beach or taking any road trips with us for that fact, she always told me if something was wrong, go to the beach, get in some salt water. I don't know what it is about that salt water, but you guys know the era where skinny jeans were in style and they were big and that was the big to do, and everybody was wearing skinny jeans. Okay, so somebody who has thighs, let me just be real, okay? When your legs are rubbing together and it's nothing but fabric and it's irritating fabric at that, it tends to irritate your legs. I had previously worn some skinny jeans and they had irritated my leg to the point where I think it was like the skin had rubbed away. Okay, it got really bad. And my family was headed to the beach anyway, and I was miserable. Like, anybody knows, anytime something is happening to your body just becomes miserable because it wants to heal itself and it needs rest. But I'm not a resting type person. Gotta remember that. And as soon as we get to the beach, my parents are like, "Oh, what do you guys want to do?" And I looked at them, I was like, "I want to go to the beach." And they're just like, "Oh yeah, we can go ahead and go. Let's go ahead and go." I didn't get in like fully. I just got in where I could sit down on the ground and let the salt water do the magic. And literally, like, after spending probably like an hour out there, you could not tell that something was wrong with me. When I first got diagnosed with Bell's palsy and like multiple sclerosis and all these other things, the beach is where I went. The beach is where I find my calm. The beach is where I found that even though I'm not supposed to be in high temperatures, I was still sitting there relaxing and chilling with everybody else. And it wasn't a concern that, oh, you may have a flare up. Oh, you may get dizzy. Oh, be careful when you stand up because it's something in the salt water. So that's my happy. And nobody's taking that one away. I don't care what nobody says. You may have to go before my happiness go away in the beach. What I'm saying is, on your happy list, you want to make sure that you're putting something on there that you really don't mind fending. You really don't mind fending. Defending. I said mind. That's not a word. Because if it's something like, oh, you put my religion and then you really can't speak up about your religion, then you might not want to have that on your happy list, okay? We need these lists. You need to post them someplace so that way you have a constant reminder. Like, okay, this is what stresses me out. I need to try to avoid that while I'm working on myself to do X, Y, and Z, right? If I know that if this makes me happy, when I'm feeling stressed because of this, because I have no way to avoid it, then I definitely need to do that. How do you think a mother feels when she has postpartum syndrome, right? So after they just gave birth and they feel this wave of depression over them. And sometimes husbands and wives, they don't realize it. They don't. But their happiness is gone. And it's nothing that the child did. It's nothing that you did. It's just that sense of feeling that women get from time to time. And so people spend millions of dollars trying to do things. But guess what? If this list was readily accessible to your significant other and to your partner, like, think about how drastically different that could change the game. It's like, oh, so when you really get happy, like when you're really down on yourself, this is what makes you happy. Now, definitely seeking the right medical attention in cases like that is definitely needed. But reminding them that they're not alone, that they're here, that they still have their happy place really helps, right? Mental health helps fuel everything that goes on in our body. If we think it and we believe it, 9 times out of 10 can definitely happen. So you really want to be mindful of that. Anything you put so much focus and attention into and that you just keep thinking about, it starts to take a toll on your body, right? Your mind is the control center for your body. Your brain it does everything. And when I realized that my mind controls so much of me, I realized then I needed to change a few things. So with MS, just a little insight here. The best way it was ever explained was when it was explained to my father by the neurologist. Because my dad likes to work hands-on with stuff and, that's his field and that's what he does, he was explaining it to him as if he was an electrician. He was like, think of it as being an electrician. When you put a circuit together, or you're trying to restring the lines back together. I'm gonna use all the wrong terminology for electricians because I'm not an electrician, so forgive me. But he said, and when you're doing that and you miswire something, or there's a break in the wire down the line that you didn't see, he's like, it won't work, right? He's like, yeah. He's like, or there might be a glitch. It may work, but it'll flicker and stuff like that. He's like, yeah. The same thing is happening with your daughter. So there may be a break down the line, or it may just be completely rewired wrong, and something's not going to work properly, or it won't work at all. And of course, I'm listening like, wow, this is such a great way to explain it. And then in the back of my head, I'm like, hold up, wow, this could literally happen. Like it was a like an ah and a oh at the same time. But the thing is, we don't understand the concept of the mind. Literally, they're still practicing on understanding it, right? So we have to do all that we can in order to control the aspects of the mind that we can, which is the mood, right? Now, if you are a woman and we understand that we have these times a month that we cannot sometimes control the mood, you still can. It's going to take a lot more work. But that's when you have to find the external things in order to keep your body going and keep it pumped and keep it happy, okay? Being happy all the time is not realistic, but it is the safest place to be, because if your mental health can help drive you, then I know one thing: your mental health will change it to your physical health, and then it will also change it to your financial health. When you have a better outlook on life and the things in it and things around it that you can manage and hold on to, you start to have a better outlook over everything in your life, right? Again, that's all I'm trying to do here, especially for the month of August. I know that the financial situation that the world is in right now is looking a little iffy, okay? I would be blind if I wasn't able to acknowledge that. But the thing is, if you could take a different aspect and look at things, when we get to financial, we will talk about that whole coffee situation where they say, oh, stop buying coffee every day. We'll talk about it, all right? And we'll actually have the numbers broken down for us. But the thing is, I'm here today on this Friday, on August 4th, 5th. I don't know what day it is, but it's a Friday. I'm bad with dates, so don't ever ask me out on one. I am telling you that I am here to get you through any mental health problems that you have been seeing, any physical health problems that you're looking to change, and any financial health problems that you have occurred, okay? So if you have a combination of these three, stick around for the rest of August, right? If you're like, oh, I only got one of the three, define your week, okay? It's okay. It's okay. I understand. But if you know this is something that can be beneficial to a friend of yours that may just went through something, a divorce, found out some bad news, anything, lost a job, send this to them and help them get through it, okay? Because a lot of times we don't know what to say, but we know how to refer people and we know how to share things. We share and like things on Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat and TikTok all the time, okay? I could have just said social media, but I started with Facebook, so I had to keep going. So keep it going, all right? Let's keep the positive mentality into the world so we can see a lot less negative stuff in the world. I know we can't change the minds of older people because it's like set in stone and they're not going anywhere. But what we can do is change our mindset and our outview and our output on other people and watch the world slowly start to change one smile at a time. That's it for me this morning, you guys. My name is Becky D with Becky D in the Morning, and I'll be talking with you all on Monday morning.